Welcome to the predictions video for WWE Saturday Night Main Event. Obviously, it is Saturday morning in the UK as I record this. I'm just going to be doing my predictions, but also alongside doing the predictions of who I think is going to win is who I want to win and why. You'll see my method to some of my madness and trying to get in the mind of Triple H and the booking committee at WWE. So let's jump in. Let's talk about it. Obviously, first time WWE Saturday Night Main Event is back in 16 years. It's something that has obviously been quite a massive part of WWE's history. And by the sounds of things, they're bringing back some old school legends, which is going to be great. There's potential that Cody Rhodes is coming out with a winged eagle. That's awesome as well. Yeah, we saw the hype up of it all, where he opens up the case, obviously the golden illumination comes out. It's his Stardust outfit. It's not his Stardust outfit. I can't believe I even said that. Cody would kill me for that. But no, it's definitely the winged eagle coming back for Saturday Night main event. And I'm looking forward to this because it feels like a mini pay-per-view. You know, we're going to be guaranteed at least one new champion. You've got a grudge match with Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre. You've got a crazy triple threat of Gunther, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest. The women's world title match, I think, is going to be a bit of a banger between Liv Morgan and Io Sky. And obviously, the true grudge match of Cody and Kevin. Let's start with the match that is going to be guaranteed a new champion. It is the first ever Women's United States Championship. Obviously, last night in SmackDown was basically the semi-finals, really. And Michin and Chelsea Green both winning that. Obviously, they've had a bit of a rivalry, and it makes sense actually for those two to meet in the final. I think for the most part, we all pretty much want Chelsea Green to win this one. I want Chelsea Green to win this one. I think she's fantastic. I think she's one of the most interesting women's wrestlers on the roster of all brands of WWE, NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. I think she's absolutely incredible, and she needs to win this one because I think it would just popularize that title so much. Obviously, how long she holds on to it would be a different story. But for me, my prediction to win this one will be Chelsea Green, and who I hope to win it will be Chelsea Green as well. Coming into Sami versus Drew. Obviously, Drew, quite interestingly, obviously attacks Jey Uso. Then obviously hits the Claymore on Sami after his main event match with Seth Rollins. And then obviously on Friday last night, coming in and Claymore and Jimmy Uso. So it's quite interesting, this trajectory of where this Drew arc is going. Because in theory, he's had issues with CM Punk, as we all know, that incredible rivalry they had. You then obviously factor in he's never really liked Jey Uso ever since the Bloodline. He's not liked Jey and Sami due to them easily going back to Roman. And he's attacking Jimmy, which for Jimmy, obviously that's writing him off because obviously the toe, they're writing him off for a little while. There has to be a situation where he goes after Roman again in the next however many months. He's going one by one across them all. Roman would be the last one remaining in this. Who I think is going to win this is going to be Drew. Who I want to win this, also Drew. I actually kind of want Drew to win dominantly as well, because I think it just sets up Drew. He's come out of the CM Punk rivalry looking good still. Even coming out with obviously on the losing side, he still looked good. Just making him more of that monster is what you need. I can absolutely see Drew doing something massive. Now, I don't see him winning the Royal Rumble, but doing well in a Royal Rumble. But also, I think, doing something big at WrestleMania. I could absolutely see that. And I'd have no issues if he was to win something really big at WrestleMania. I'll leave it there. Gunther in the triple threat, defending his world heavyweight title versus, former Judgment Day brethren in Finn Balor and Damian Priest. And this obviously was going to be a singles match between Gunther and Finn Balor, with Damian Priest inserting himself really just via attacking the Judgment Day. And obviously I think this is fascinating. You could go away of, could one or the other two win by pinning each other, and so that Gunther doesn't get pinned and he doesn't look bad for losing his title? I don't see that, but I'm saying you could think that. Obviously, that I like Balor and Priest. I think they've got a good chemistry, but there's also a part of me that kind of wants this thing to be over and done with. Move on. I mean, there was talk about how the Judgment Day may feud with Wyatt Six after they're done with the Judgment, the Final Testament, maybe. But I'm kind of done with these two feuding. That I want them to move on, and I could absolutely see Damian Priest going over to SmackDown or something like that where they just separate them, and Damian Priest on SmackDown. I could see that working. They want to push Balor as well, and I'd rather Balor and Priest get pushes separately. So I think Gunther wins this. I predict that he wins this, and I think he should win this. You could set Gunther up with some really big feuds going into 2025. CM Punk could be in there. Is Rollins going to be back in there? Now, those two may feud into WrestleMania, so it then may not be involved in that. Could you build up a Drew McIntyre to get back into there, maybe? Could you build up a Ludwig Kaiser situation? A Sheamus, I'm happy to see Sheamus and Gunther go at it again. Obviously, I think Gunther would win that, but I'm happy. I'd watch those two fight every day of the week. So I think Gunther is my prediction and who I want to win. The Women's World Championship match team, Liv Morgan and Io Sky. I'm putting a disclaimer out here. Io Sky is probably my favourite women's wrestler. I absolutely love the energy. I love the moveset. I think she's brilliant. But I don't think she wins this because I think they're really trying to set up Liv to have either a big match at Royal Rumble, maybe with Rhea, which I'm hoping that feud's going to be done soon. The reason why is I think Liv should stay champion. I think she's been a very good champion, if I'm honest, just because of the shenanigans. And normally I don't really like it, but I think it's worked in this regard. But also you could set up the Raquel Rodriguez situation, when they might feud. And also you could set up, Tiffy time. Tiffy coming in there and maybe cashing in. Maybe that's what they could do, is cash in and have her win that. Obviously, I know they're talking about maybe Nia and Tiffany and all that stuff. And I get that. But yeah, I think this is Liv all over. Winning this, going into the Rumble or even WrestleMania as champion, I think makes a ton of sense. And, you could have Io... You can have Io win in the Royal Rumble. I don't think that's crazy to say. I mean, people talk about, would Rhea win it, or is Becky going to be back for it? They think Becky's going to be back in the new year, so Becky could win it. I'd have Io win it. That's just my shout. And obviously, the main event, Cody Rhodes 1-on-1 with Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship. And look, I think this is a hell of a build up, and I've really enjoyed their feud, and I don't want it to end. If I'm honest, I'm happy for this feud to go on a bit, and I think it will go on a bit because I could totally see a skewed finish. I could see a skewed finish where maybe Kevin Owens gets disqualified or Cody gets disqualified. I don't think Kevin should lose this because I think it halts this heel turn, and that's the key thing. I think wrestling struggled with in the past few years is someone turns heel, gets a bit of heat, gets a bit of momentum, and then they lose their first match, and then it's like, well, the heel turn's done. Whereas if you could have Kevin Owens maybe getting disqualified by a pile driver or the power bomb on the side of the apron, maybe that's the way they go. They write off Cody for maybe a couple of weeks. Kevin gets to run his mouth. Cody comes back, and maybe the Royal Rumble is where their feud may end. Look, I love Kevin Owens. I'd love him to be champion, but I don't see it happening. I think Cody will hold on to the title, but I just think you can't have either one of them lose clean, because obviously you want to keep Cody as the face, but you can't have the biggest heel on SmackDown losing. And I'm not counting Roman or anyone that you might think is it. I'm just talking about right now, the biggest heel is Kevin Owens. It's not Solo in the Bloodline, it's Kevin Owens because he's in the main event right now. That's why he's the biggest heel right now. So you cannot lose that momentum. And you could drag this feud another 6 weeks into Royal Rumble. Absolutely you could. There's so much in this story, and the promos are fantastic. The build-up's great. Obviously, their fight on Friday night, obviously super exciting, building up to it. So I think Cody's going to hold on. I think there's going to be a skewed finish. That's what I hope as well. But I think Cody will hold on to the title regardless. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. And thanks for watching. Peace.